Hello, it's Viv from Wisdom Released and welcome to your daily reading for today, 28th of June 2018. I'm continuing with the Wildwood Tarot, Wherein Wisdom Resides by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. I have pre-shuffled. I will shuffle a little bit and then cut the deck and draw 4 cards for today, one for the overall energy and then 3 other messages. Okay, so the overall energy for today: Page of Arrows, Blasted Oak, Ace of Arrows, and the Knight of Vessels. So the overall energy for today is the Page of Arrows, the wren that's sat on a little branch here in a wintry kind of environment. Now, the wren is very dedicated and very determined. She has to be clever and quick-witted in order to find food and to help her survive in this harsh-ish environment. It's not all bleak, and she's what I'm drawn to is the large eye that she has there. She's very observant, so nothing's going to get past her, nothing's going to escape her notice. She's and because of that, because of her observation skills, she's a very quick learner, and so she realizes things to her that she can use to her advantage very quickly. She sat on the fence at the moment, she sat on this little branch, but those realizations will help her to move off the branch and move forward with her life very quickly. Because she's so observant, she's very interested in other people. It could signify somebody keeping an eye on you, or you keeping an eye on somebody else. So it is a bit of a like a stalker card. It could indicate that, but my feeling here is that being observant helps you to move forward, helps you to learn something quickly and move forward in a situation. The next 3 cards, we have the Blasted Oak, the Ace of Arrows, and we have the Knight of Vessels. Okay, so the Blasted Oak, this is a combination of 2 cards from the normal tarot. This is a combination of the Hanged Man and the Tower. So the Hanged Man is like inviting us to see things from a different perspective. So having a sharp and quick realization could really help us to do that. The Tower, this change is indicated here by this flash of lightning, which is like a bolt from the blue. It could be an insight that occurs to us. It could be a realization that causes something to change very quickly. So the lightning striking the tree here causes a clean break, and the falling man is seeing something from a completely different perspective. I don't feel that it's headed towards disaster. It might not be when this guy lands on the ground there. It might be a bit of a rude awakening. It might be a bit of a surprise and not what he was expecting. But not all change is bad. It feels like it definitely feels like a shake-up. It definitely feels like our world will change with the as a result of something being broken. That could be a belief that you've held for a long time. It may refer to a relationship. It could be a friendship that breaks. It could be a deal that you thought that was going on that breaks and comes apart. Something that you thought was going to stick together comes unglued as a result of this realization, and it causes a complete change of perspective. The Ace of Arrows but you see, my feeling is that this is not a bad thing, that this change, whatever this break is, opens up possibility. So there's a possibility for something brand new to literally take off here. I'm struck by the arrow that is firing upwards, and the arrow is firing upwards because it comes underneath the wren. So this realization, this break, this change, causes something else to take off. It causes like inspiration, a change of direction. And what I'm also drawn to here is the eye of this horse, which is like the sun. It feels very much like there's energy and power behind this change of direction, behind this inspiration. And the horse is kind of breathing life into it, is breathing life into this idea. However, the next card is the Knight of Vessels. And vessels is cups, is all to do with our emotions, and this is signified by this eel, this electric eel. So it feels to me like this situation could be very highly charged today. So we could be feeling very emotional about this sudden realization, and the energy is calling you to handle the situation sensitively. So it could be that if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, if you're feeling like your world has been turned upside down, that there's a need for people to be sensitive with you, or for you to be sensitive about a change with other people. The Knight of Vessels is the eel kind of. There's a feeling of him sort of gliding easily through reeds, and he's not normally found on the surface. So there's a feeling of emotions underneath the surface there, and emotions not being kind of not being open. You know, that they're hidden, or there's a sense of there's a lack of truth around these emotions, because I see this eel kind of weaving its way through weeds and reeds underneath the water. And so this character, if this is a person in your life, on the surface they appear to be very charming. Underneath they're a little bit more slippery, I think. And this change, that if you're having a realization about a person in your life, then it needs to be handled with sensitivity, because the situation could really be highly charged. If it's to do with a circumstance in your life, again, because it's a bolt out of the blue, sudden change can be difficult for us to deal with. And so the overall feeling is that there's a lot to learn from this situation, but that it will help you take off in a completely new direction, and a new direction that has a lot of potential, and could turn out to be extremely good for you. So there we go. Those are the energies for today. I hope they've resonated. I hope you found that useful. And I shall be back again tomorrow with another reading. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. I'd love to have you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your presence. And as I say, I'll be back tomorrow. So until then, take care.